So Python, but basically Python is, let me write the definition for Python. Python is general purpose programming. And one more thing, Python is object oriented programming. And one more thing is Python is global level programming. And one more point, Python is simple. And one more point, Python is interpreted. And Python have a lot of library set and frameworks.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so and Python is language independent. Python is language independent. So for every language, Python is going to be supporting with Python supporting with the C++, and Python is supporting with the Java, .NET. Python is supporting with PHP. Python is supporting with the JavaScript, and we can do Python programming with comfortably merge with a different kind of programming languages also. That is not an issue in the projects. And Python mostly using for different kind of application development. So what are the different kind of applications we can able to develop using with the Python in the real time? Applications with Python. So what are the different kind of applications we can able to develop using with Python programming? So that we need to understand first. Okay, so using with Python, basically you can able to do. So why we are calling Python is general purpose? We can do a lot of applications using with Python. So we can develop web applications using with Python, and we can develop mobile applications using with Python. We can develop data science applications using with Python. And we can develop artificial intelligence applications using with Python.
Yes, sir. Machine learning it.
And we can do with IoT applications using with Python. Machine learning, deep learning comes with the data science AI. Okay, so that
yes, sir.
Machine learning is a kind of topic and kind of execution. Machine learning, deep learning, which are available in data science, and again those two topics are going to be available in AI also. See, basically, data science is a part of AI. Data science is a part of AI. Okay, so using with Python, you can do data analytics also, and using with Python, you can do blockchain applications also. And using with Python, you can do with games, and you can do with desktop applications. And using with Python, you can develop AutoCAD applications, AutoCAD 2D, 3D applications. And there are multiple things you can able to develop using with Python. Okay, so not only these, you can develop a different kind of applications using with Python. But now Python is very, very famous for three major things. One is the data science, one is the AI, one is the data analytics, and one more is web applications. Okay, so where Python is mostly using in the real time nowadays, data science, artificial intelligence, and data analytics and web applications. Getting my point? And
yes, sir.
science, you will be having the machine learning, deep learning algorithms, MLDL algorithms. For machine learning, deep learning, we are using a different kind of libraries, different kind of applications, and different kind of frameworks and all. So most of these particular libraries are developed on Python, and with Python, these algorithms are basically easy to implement kind of algorithms, to implement kind of applications. So that is the very reason Python is very, very famous nowadays. And one more important point is Python is dynamic type. One more important point I have to tell here. Python is dynamic type. What is the meaning of dynamic type is? No need to specify the programming, no need to specify the data type for the each and every variable. Whatever the variable value we are providing, based on the value, type will be allocated. Based on the
Yes, sir.
providing value, type will be allocated. That is basically called dynamic type programming. Python is dynamic type. Okay, and one more thing, no semicolons needed. No semicolons needed. No semicolons needed for end of the statement. End of the statement.
End of the statement.
And one more important thing is Python follows indentation. Python follows indentation for code blocks. Python follows indentation for code blocks. See, what are the code blocks we will discuss in the Python programming. For example, when we entered into the loops, when we entered into the conditions, when we entered into the object-oriented programming structure, when we entered into the functions, and when we entered with a different kind of topics. So different kind of topics, basically Python follows indentation. It means some spaces and new lines will be scripted. Spaces and new lines will be strict mode. Strict mode, nothing but some other programming languages, spaces and new lines will be allowed. You don't need to worry about the spaces and new lines in other programming languages, but in Python, it is very, very strict about the spaces and new lines. That is the very reason Python follows indentation for the blocks. This is very simple. Once you understand the things, it is very simple to understand indentation concept
Yes,
also.
sir.
And Python is just like English. If you know English properly, then if you understand the syntaxes of Python, then automatically Python is very simple and comfortable programming. And everybody can able to learn Python. Not only the engineering students, not only the MCA students, not only the MTech students and all. And everybody can learn.
Yes,
Even
sir.
school people also learning Python nowadays. That is that much.
Yes, sir.
And now we try to
Yeah.
understand what are the different kind of editors which are available for Python. See, you can write
Hmm.
Python code using with Notepad. You can write Python code using with the Notepad plus plus. You can go
Hmm.
with the Python program using with the PyCharm, or you can go with the Python code using with the Visual Studio Code, and you can write the Python code using with the Autumn,
Jupiter.
and you can write Python code using with the brackets, and you can write Python code using with the Sublime Text. See, editor is not a matter. Only the thing is, writing program is really the matter. And you can go with different kind of online editors, and you can write Python code using with IDLE. IDLE means integrated development environment. Integrated development environment. So that is basically available. So once we install Python,
Hmm.
automatically IDLE is there in your system. Automatically IDLE will be installed. IDLE will be installed. So through this IDLE, we can write Python code in two different ways. Through this IDLE, we can write Python code in two different ways. One is the interpreted mode. Interpreted mode. One is the batch mode. One is the batch mode. Batch mode also you can do. See, what is this interpreted mode? What is this batch mode? I will tell you. Interpreted mode is line by line execution. Line by line execution. That is basically called interpreted mode. And one more is the batch mode. Batch mode is complete program execute at once time, or complete program executes at once. Complete program executes at once. That is actually called batch mode. One more important point. One more point I'm telling you. All Python programs are saved with .py format. .py format. Remember, .py format. And come to the 10th one. 10th is Anaconda Navigator. Anaconda Navigator editor. Anaconda Navigator is basically not editor. This is the environment.
Yes, sir.
Environment. We have to install this environment in our system. So once you install this environment, we will be having lot of editors which are going to be available here. And the most important editor from the Anaconda Navigator is Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook. One is the Jupyter Notebook, another one is the Spider. So you can write your Python code using by the Jupyter Notebook, or you can write your Python code using with the Spider also. So once you go with the Jupyter Notebook is basically available with the cells. So this is basically cell by cell execution. Cell by cell
Yes, sir.
execution. So we need
Execution.
to understand how these codes will be available, and notebook will be saved. Notebook will be saved with .ipynib format. ipynib format. Okay, later you can see that every notebook is going to be saved with .ipynib format, and Spider also you can write a Python code. And there is a one more thing with 11th one. This is the cloud editor.
Okay.
Cloud editor. So what is this cloud editor is uh, Google Colab. Google Colab is a cloud
Hmm.
editor, and where again
Yes,
you
sir.
will be having the Jupyter Notebook. Same Jupyter Notebook which is available
Ye-
in the cloud.
Yes, sir.
Same Jupyter Notebook which is available in the cloud. Now this will be available in
Yes,
the
sir.
cloud. Okay, so you
Yes,
can
sir.
directly save your
I
file
got
in
it.
the cloud, Google Cloud.
Yeah, I run
Getting
it.
my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so uh, whatever you want, I will go through that. So better we can go with the Jupyter Notebook in our system. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
I try to install Python fast in my machine. I don't have Python in my machine. First of all, you need to install Python for doing anything. Python
Hmm.
installation is very simple, and you need to install Python in your laptop. So installing Python is very simple. Directly you can move to the website called python.org. You know this, I think so. And go to the downloads and go to the Windows operating system and take the latest version 3.12.3. So this is the latest version for Windows machine. I'm trying to installing it. This is the new laptop. I'm trying to installing Python now. So install now, click on the install button. When you click on install button, Python is going to be installing in your machine. After installation of Python, only you can do practice your Python codes. Once you install
Yes,
Python
sir.
here, automatically you can work on IDLE, right?
Yes, sir.
I already told you, once you install Python, IDLE is there. IDLE will be automatically available for us. And through this IDLE, we can do practice. Okay, let me search for
Okay.
IDLE. I am searching for IDLE. IDLE is available now. Okay. So in this IDLE, I can do Python code in two different ways. I told. What are the two different ways? Let me go with the font. Okay. Edit option. I want to check with the font. Where is the font available? File. I just want to improve the font for this. Configure ideally and go with the font size here. And that is okay. And whatever the font you want, you can take it. Okay, so now this is basically interpreted mode. Python is now available in the interpreted mode. Am I clear? So the
Yes, sir.
three arrow marks are coming. So when I search, when I entered 2 plus 3 and enter, when I click on enter button, automatically output is coming. Output is 5. So you can perform a different kind of arithmetic operations here. So I'm entering 2 into 3, 6. I'm entering 34 minus 45. I can give the enter button. When I give the enter button, automatically we can able to see the output over there. And I want to do perform one operation 12 double star 4. What is this 12 double star 4? 12 double star 4 is 12 to the power of 4. 12 to the
Power
power
of 4. Yes,
some
sir.
number is
Yeah.
coming here, and 123 by 4. I can able to see the value for that, and
Division.
1234 double slash, which is going to be dividing by 3, which will give the floor value here. Floor value is going to be 411. So you can perform a different kind of operations, different kind of arithmetic operations using the interpreted mode. And for example,
Yes,
if I
sir.
want to print some statement, you can go with the print function, and inside the print function you can give the single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes. For example,
Yes, sir.
print I'm writing hello Python. When I say hello Python and close the parenthesis, enter. Okay, what is printing here?
Hello, Python.
Hello Python. So let me go print of I'm giving double quotes now.
Double quotes.
Okay, hello
Yes,
Python.
sir.
Again, I'm giving hello Python. Welcome.
Single quotes.
Okay, so I'm using double quotes now. So double quotes also okay. Both are working. Single quotes
Yes,
are
sir.
working. Double quotes are working. Now
Yes,
I'm
sir.
trying to giving with triple single quotes. Triple single quotes. Hello Python. Hello Python. Yes, this is also working. Now let's give the triple double quotes. Hello Python. Triple double quotes. This is also working. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So like this. Okay, one second. Go to browser and search for www.python.org and go to downloads and select your operating system, and then click on the latest version. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Click on the latest version. Click on download, and the next thing is after download exe file, double click on that, and after that click on next operations. Python will be installed in machine. Okay, after in search option you search for what ideally, and write down the Python codes like this. Write down the Python codes like this. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
This is not required now. There is a problem with the mouse now.
Okay.
Okay, you can search like this. This is the output for 2 plus 3. This is the output for 2 into 3. This is the output for this one, and this is the
Subtraction.
output for this one. You can do practice like this.
Yes, sir.
You can do
I will
practice
do.
like this.
Yes, sir. I will do.
You can do this.
Yes, sir. I
Okay,
can do.
so in ideally there is a one more option you can do with batch mode also. What is the batch mode? Let me create a new file here. I'm creating a new file and save as in Python folder. So we already created one folder on top of the desktop. This is the Python folder. Inside the Python folder, I want to create a new Python file, hello.py. Hello.py. .py is mandatory this time. Why? Because of this is the bash mode. Why? Because of this is the bash mode. For the bash mode, .py is mandatory. Okay, hello.py.
Yes, sir.
So when I go for this, let me give the number of statements. Let me give the number of statements. Hello all. Okay, and I want to specify the name. Name is equal to something like Ayesha. and I want to print the name, and qualification is BSc, and I want to print the qualification. Am I clear? And
Yes, sir.
location is equal to something like Chennai or Hyderabad. I am giving the location also, print location. I am giving the location also. Okay, so finally I am trying to writing multiple lines of the code. First I am writing print. 1 second. Okay, so you can write multiple lines of code like this, and you can able to execute the complete program at once now. So how to execute complete program at once? Go to options and go to run button, go to the run module or click on F5.
Run.
When you go to F5,
Yes, sir.
automatically the complete code is running at the same time. So hello all,
Yes,
Aisha
sir.
BSc Hyderabad. The complete program
Yes, sir.
runs at one time. This is the way of working with IDLE. In IDLE, we did two things. One is the interpreted mode or command line mode, and one more mode is the bash mode. We done with the bash mode also. Am I clear with this?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Now,
sir.
now we'll go with the one more editor called Visual Studio Code. This is the Visual Studio Code. So when you want to work with the Visual Studio Code, first of all, download Visual Studio Code. So the second way of working with Python is VS Code. Okay, now we write with the bash mode. In batch
Okay,
mode,
sir.
what we want to do is open IDLE, create a new file, and save it as whatever the name you want, you can just give it. Okay, I'm giving the name as file.py. After that, write some Python code and go to run option, then run module. Am I clear? This is the working with
Yes,
the
sir.
bash mode process. So we already done with the command line process. This is the command line process.
Yes, sir.
Work with the command line process. Command line from IDLE.
Yes, sir.
See, I'm actually telling multiple ways of run Python code. But finally, we will
Yes,
work
sir.
on Anaconda. We will work on Jupyter Notebook only. But I am telling to
Yes,
you,
sir.
there are multiple ways to
Yeah.
work with the Python. I am just giving 2 or 3 editors. Then we will move to
Yes.
the Anaconda Navigator directly.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so batch mode. Okay, batch mode. After that, we can write the code and we can execute the code, run the module. So that is enough. And shortcut is F5. You can just press F5. Okay, finally done. Now working with the Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code. Okay, open browser, search for VS Code. Download latest version and install. This installation is very simple. You can directly install it. After installation, open VS Code and install one plugin or one extension. And install one extension. Sorry. Install one extension. See, what is the extension is Python extension. So how to install this particular extension, I will show now. Go to VS Code. This is the VS Code, right? I want to create a new file here. And already I created file.py. Now I want to create a file1.py. File from vs.py. Am I clear? Now the thing is we need to install one extension. So extension, you have to go with the 5th button here called extensions window, extensions option. Go to the extensions option and you search for Python here. I'm searching for Python here. When you search for Python and one simple extension which is going to be available, the first one, and this is actually provided by the Microsoft, you can install it. So once you install this extension, then only you can able to debug your code, then only you can run your code. Okay, so installing Python extension now. Just wait for a few minutes for that. Do you know how to install Anaconda Navigator and Jupyter Notebook, all these things?
Yes, sir. I know, sir.
Yeah, that is good. And what I can do
I
today,
already.
today I will install Anaconda also. And
Yes, sir.
we are going to be working on Jupyter Notebook from tomorrow onwards. Okay, so this is
Okay,
the
sir.
Python. This is the Python VS file. So what I want to do is I will copy paste all the code from here.
Mm.
Copy the code and paste here in this. And
Yes.
just go to the play option. You will be having a play option here or run Python file here. And when you click on that, automatically you can able to see the output. Can you see the output now on the bottom of the window?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is
Yes.
direct execution where you can able to see the code. And for example, if I want to save something, Aisha Sheikh SK. For example, if I go with the SK Sheikh, then automatically that option also, that changed value also you can able to see. One more time the program got executed and one more time that updated value will be coming now. Previously that was Aisha and this time this is Aisha SK. Am I clear? This is the VS Code
Yes,
process.
sir.
You can do program practice in VS Code also. The last option,
Okay,
which
sir.
is very famous, is Anaconda Navigator. So
Navigator.
install Anaconda Navigator. From this Anaconda Navigator, you have to go with the Jupyter,
Jupyter.
Jupyter Notebook.
Notebook.
This is very comfortable one and very easy one. And let me search for Anaconda Navigator. I don't have Anaconda Navigator in this system. So what I will do
Okay,
is
sir.
Anaconda Navigator download. Okay, so Anaconda Navigator. Let me go with anaconda.org. No, not this one. The top one, I think so. This one. Anaconda distribution. Not this one.
No, sir. Think this. This is download.
Not this one also. I will give you the specific one.
So at the top there is free download.
One second.
It is the way to download. Yeah. What? Yes, sir. Click on it.
Okay, so go to the option called skip the registration process and click on the download button. So when you click on the download button, it is going to be downloading for you. And now it is downloading for me. So can you see this one is 904 MB. So after download it, please go and install it. So once you install
Yes,
this
sir.
one, then it is going to be available with the Jupyter notebook and all. Okay, we will continue with the Jupyter notebook from the tomorrow onwards.
Okay, sir.